kale is such a popular item these days, I thought it'd be fun to make a dish with it. And the inspiration for the dish is really coming from the classic cream spinach. I also thought that bacon wouldn't be a bad thing to add, so we're gonna put a little bit of that in there too. I have a pan started and it's getting nice and hot. And while it's heating, or it's medium-high heat, I'm gonna add the bacon in. And I wanna let the bacon render. I'm trying to get the fat to come out, because that fat is gonna be what we use to kind of get the whole kale dish started. Now, for the dish, I want to have tender pieces of kale, so I've taken the kale and I'm taking the stems out. You can save the stems and they're perfectly good for making a soup. So, you know, take these, put them on the side, make chicken soup or something, cut the stems up, put them in, adds a great texture, flavor, and nutrition to the dish. The kale we're using here is called lacinato kale. It's also called Tuscan kale. And I like this kale as varieties go. I think it has a better mouthfeel. It has great flavor. It's really packed with nutrients. And the difference between this is it's flat leaf versus, you know, what typically has been in stores a lot is the curly leaf. And this is also great to eat. You can make slaws, you can make salads with it, you can juice it. But you can already see the difference in how dark green this is. And that dark green, that's nutrients. Now on the bacon here, I want to get the fat out, but I do not want to take the bacon to the extent that it becomes crispy. Okay? We're almost there, but you see the fat here that's kind of rendered out, and that's going to be the basis for the wilting or the sautéing of the kale. I got one more leaf here. Oops. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna rough chop this so that it breaks up a little bit easier. As I rough chop it, I'm gonna throw it into the pan. But I'm rolling it up so it's easier to handle. And then I'll go through and cut about 1/2-inch sections. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the pan. And very quickly, you're hearing it start to break down. Do it again. See how rolling it up just kind of brings it all together and makes it manageable? Okay, goes in the pan. If you wanted to, you could take this as it is, let it wilt down, and you could serve it as sautéed kale. It's going to be have a little bit more bite because it hasn't really cooked down, but it would be very delicious like this. The other thing you could do is add some garlic into this. That would make it great as well. But I'm looking for a softer, more sort of creamy, luxurious dish. All right, so as you can see, the greens have completely wilted down. I'm now going to add some chicken stock. And the chicken stock's going to add flavor, it's going to build some depth, and it's going to help to continue to break down this kale. Once the chicken stock has evaporated, the next step is to add some cream. The reason I add the stock first and then add the cream after is because I want the moisture to come out from the stock first and concentrate the stock flavor, and then I'm going to add the cream. If I were to add the cream and the stock together and then try to reduce it, proportionately the evaporation changes and the mix changes. I won't have the concentration of flavor that I'm looking for. So now that the moisture is mostly cooked out from the stock. The pan looks dry again. I'm gonna add cream. I'm gonna bring it to a simmer, and now I'm gonna cook it down till the cream is mostly cooked out, but it's still enough in there to sort of give it that luxurious coating texture. At this point, I'm gonna season with some salt, pepper, and then I have a little bit of nutmeg that I'm gonna add in. And we're just gonna let it cook slowly. Okay, I'm gonna let this cook, and when we come back, the dish will be ready to eat. We've got the cream here, and it's reduced to a nice, nice thick consistency, and the kale is tender. One thing to note, if you want the kale to be more tender, but the cream is already reduced, you can either add a little bit more cream, or you can add a little bit more stock to get liquid in there so that it can cook a little bit longer. What I'm gonna now add is just a little bit of butter, because butter makes everything a little better. And butter with a little bit of bacon and cream just takes everything to another level. I turn the fire off so that the butter melts in and incorporates, but it doesn't separate, okay? And then we're ready to go. So here we go, I have a little serving dish here, we'll put it in. This is screaming out for a seared ribeye steak, some truffle mashed potatoes, maybe some fresh asparagus, and maybe some bread pudding after we're done. So here we have our creamed kale with bacon, and by the way, this kale is it's local kale from Kumu Farms, and beautiful dish. Something that you can make for just about anything, but I'm really feeling a steak with this. For more recipes like this, visit us at foodland.com.